The Nazis often claimed that the Germanic peoples were history's ultimate warriors and civilization builders. This myth, centered around the supposed martial superiority of the Aryan race and legendary homelands like Thule, was pushed relentlessly by Hitler and his inner circle. But when we examine the historical record, much of this narrative collapses under scrutiny. Yes, the Norse and Saxons were undeniably fierce in battle. The Vikings, in particular, struck fear across Europe with their raids. However, despite their ferocity, these tribes never established or maintained large-scale empires comparable to those of antiquity. Their conquests were scattered, short-lived, and largely opportunistic. The Nazi regime likely understood this history. Their embrace of the Aryan mythos wasn't about accuracy, it was propaganda, aimed at restoring national pride after the trauma of World War I. Stories of an ancient, heroic Germanic race were designed to instill a sense of destiny and superiority among the German people. But history tells a different story. When comparing the Germanic tribes, such as the Saxons, Franks, and Norse, with the classical civilizations of Greece and Rome, the differences in both military success and civilizational achievements are striking. The Romans and Macedonians didn't just wage war, they created empires that stretched from the British Isles to the edge of India. Alexander the Great's campaigns reshaped the ancient world. Rome's legions built and protected a vast, unified empire that lasted for centuries. The Greeks, too, stood toe-to-toe with overwhelming odds. The Athenians and Spartans famously defeated the mighty Persian Empire during the Greco-Persian Wars, battles that showcased not only courage, but remarkable strategic brilliance. But their legacy went far beyond warfare. The Greeks and Romans spread philosophy, law, science, engineering, and literature across continents. They laid the foundations for Western civilization. While they borrowed some early ideas from cultures like the Egyptians, their achievements were largely self-made, refined through centuries of intellectual and civic development. In contrast, the Germanic tribes mostly inherited the infrastructure of the Roman world after its collapse. They did not build grand cities from scratch or develop complex administrative systems of their own. Instead, they adapted Roman institutions to their needs. When it came to battlefield discipline and organization, the Romans and Greeks again stood apart. Time and again, they triumphed over numerically superior barbarian forces. The famous Battle of the Teutoburg Forest, where 3 Roman legions were ambushed and destroyed by Germanic tribes, is often cited as a rare Germanic victory. But even this was achieved through betrayal and the element of surprise, not superior tactics or sustained military pressure. In short, the idea that the Germanic peoples were history's greatest warriors and builders doesn't hold up under the weight of real historical comparison. The Greeks and Romans were not only better soldiers, they were far more influential shapers of the world we live in today.